of a band in the bone. I ain't your friend, I ain't got time. But I heard your mama say, love badass, motherfucking badass, love badass, motherfucking badass, love bad.
Alright, welcome to a brand new episode of the Jay Stone Show at rockmetaltalk.com. I guess you see me posting about this for the past 2 weeks or so. This is a non-musical guest. He's the first non-musical guest. He's real-life superhero master legend, so I'd like to welcome you to the show. So how are you?
Hi there. Yes, I'm Master Legend, but I'm actually a musical guest also. I do play guitar.
I was going to ask you about that once we got into it, if you did ever play music or anything like that. So,
yeah. As in Rolling Stone magazine, it talks about it. When I made the centerfold and all those 10-page write-up in Rolling Stone.
Yeah, so, I found out about you through a documentary, and, I found you on Facebook, so I've always followed you, and, all the stuff. You help a lot of homeless people. So how did all of this start?
Well, helping the homeless has been something that I've done ever since my days in New Orleans, where I'm from. I'm in Orlando now. So I just always had it in me to help people out like that, because I've been homeless, and I was out on the streets at a very young age. My daddy killed himself when I was 14, and my mom disowned me at 15. By 16, I was out on my own, and I found out some of the best and people that helped me out there when I was in the streets were fellow homeless people, and they were the ones that taught me a lot of stuff and helped me out and teach me the secrets of survival, where the ones that had lots of money mostly just laughed at me, none of them really helped me. So that's how come I always try to help out people who are homeless and go out there and helping out the homeless veterans for years, and now they're finally doing something for them. I brought up a lot of attention. I've done many documentaries, been on the news, left and right, been out there in the streets, bringing the awareness to it all. So, Orlando doesn't like to have a bad name. So I think they finally, the mayor and all that, I know he doesn't like me too much, but I bought Orlando Sentinel, as I made front page of Orlando Sentinel, the biggest newspaper out here, and pointed out all these people in the streets, and they put up a video that actually they made them take that video down because they didn't want people to know how bad it really was out in Orlando. It's not a Disney World. It's all they think.
Right. No, I hear you. So I know you post a lot about the things you do and what happens during the course of your days and stuff like that. I know one time you mentioned something about these blue lines and the homeless couldn't be like outside of them. I'm not sure if, that's something in Orlando, I guess, that they do. They try to keep them separated somehow.
Oh, well, what they do with the homeless people mostly is just try to throw them in jail, because that's big money. There's big money in homeless people. For churches and organizations that really don't help them, they just use the mask of the homeless person, and then they really hardly ever help anyone. And then in the jail, when they throw them in jail, the taxpayers pay $150 a day plus more just to put a homeless man in jail, and then he's not, and there's not good in jail. I guarantee you, any homeless person you ever talk to will say they'd rather be in the woods than in jail because they have a better chance at eating something in the woods than they do in the jailhouse out here, because all they give them is, slop and these horrible bologna sandwiches. And I know what those bologna sandwiches taste like because one of my adventures a few years back, I had to go and face off this child molester, and after the battle was done, I went to jail, so I know what it's like up in there. And it's not no good times, that's for sure.
So basically they're putting these guys in jail, and they're funded by how many people are in jail, so that's how they're making money off the homeless, I guess.
Yes, that's how the jail makes the money off the homeless people. That's for sure. Churches can stay in operation around here just because they have them sign a paper and they give them a can of string beans and a stale piece of bread, and they make them sign the paper that they were helped out, and they don't know what they really got helped out with. So then the church gets all these grants and benefits and nonprofit status and all that, and so that's how they get it. And then there's other organizations that say they're collecting money to help the homeless, and people give to them. And I've searched into it, and then none of them really help anybody out that much. It's all big profit. You can look. I posted a bunch of the stuff where you can see the mansions that they live in. That's how they make their money off the homeless people.
So this is probably, I would say, one of the reasons why they enforce giving people a hard time helping the homeless, because it's probably these organizations complaining that there's people helping them and they're losing the benefit when ordinary people are just helping them.
Yep, that's one. I've heard it even said on the news that they said it in a different way, of course. Well, when people like me come around and help them out, that's taken away and diverting them for the places that they should be going for help.
Right, yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
that's one of their tricks.
Do you get a hard time on a regular basis? I mean, just in general, I know I see a lot of people, get on your case from what you post. I mean, do you generally get a hard time? Why do people give you a hard time when they know that you're out there trying to help people? I mean, just ordinary people, not the police or, the county government or whatever, just ordinary people.
There are some, but I run into more of that kind of talk on the internet than I do out in the streets as Master Legend, because when I'm walking down the streets, and most of the time the people don't really, they like to see me helping people out. The average person really likes to see me out there, and they want to jump over there and get a picture with me, and and every now and then then when people see me out there with my bag of goods and I'm helping people out, handing out socks and stuff, then they'll come and try to hand me some money, or they'll help the person out, and then I hand the money right to the person I'm helping out, and so there's a lot of good reaction. But then there are those few out there that have a resentment towards it. They have something about them just has a resentment towards seeing somebody trying to help out a person. They just think that I'm enabling them to be homeless. I tell you, the little stuff that I give out is not going to build somebody a dream, that's for sure. It just might get them through the night the best I can do. Maybe, Christmas time I'm able to give out presents and stuff like that, and try to have, clothes and things and all through the year. Christmas time I try to have presents for people. But, it's not building anybody's life and enabling them, that's for sure.
Right. And I understand there's probably some people out there who are trying to, who aren't really in that great of need and trying to, get people, they're panhandling and stuff, but there's really people out there who need the help. And when people judge like that, you don't really know their case. I mean, you're getting to know these people walking down the street, and, it's...
Well, see, that's right. You see, I see the people that's sleeping on the ground. That's not faking it. That's not standing on the interstate with a sign, That's what, there's a lot of them guys, they do try to make money off of people's sympathy just because they don't want to work. There's nothing wrong with them. So my advice to people out there is when you see somebody that's really, got a lot of weight on them and they don't look like they're in really that bad a shape, it's normally someone faking. If you see them all skinny and dirty clothes and not looking too good, you can tell a sickly person from a healthy person out there trying to get some money off you. They're the ones that make the bad name for the people that really need help.
How often do you come across that? I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure you can tell the difference, but how often do you see someone doing that, and do you question them about it?
There's a lot of them I see. They try to take advantage of the situation, and I do tell them about it. I've had where I was giving out bunches of stuff, and they're the ones that'll try to jump in front of line with people, and me and Justice Crusaders have had to give them some rough talk, some rough words. They might not like it, but they're going to hear it from me, that's for sure, because I tell them that right up. I said, look, I see right through you. You're one of those people that is taking advantage of everyone else, and you're trying to take when you don't need something. When you could be working. And I tell them, I said, look, there's labor pools around here. I even work at one. You think I'm some rich guy? I'm the one, I've been in the shoes of these people, but I've never been a bum to try to just bum off and mooch and leech. And so, those are words I've given, and I've run into some problems before there. I've run into a few problems, with these guys that want to get tough, think they're going to push me, and I just, luckily with all my kung fu moves, when they try to push me, I can sidestep and make them fall flat on their face, and I didn't even hardly touch them.
What kind of stuff do you encounter, when you go out? I don't know how often you go out and you'll walk in the streets and, but how often do you encounter something on a daily basis, or? Well,
I run in the weirdo types and all that every single day, but that's not always dressed up as Master Legend. That's me without the suit on, still a friendly person to try to help people out wherever I can. And then they see you helping somebody out, and then they peer in like a vulture. They want some of what that other person's getting for free, even though they got plenty. They want some of it too. And then what a coincidence about that is, it reminds me of the rich people, because they're like, somebody else gets something for free, I want some too, even though they could have millions in the bank, but hey, somebody else gets something free, they think they deserve it too. And so you run into them all the time as Master Legend or as